What you're doing here today?
Well, what I'm doing here today is to express my opinion as a free American, my beliefs that this election was stolen. We were cheated. I don't think 75 million people voted for Trump. I think close to 85 million. I think certain states that have been blue for a long time have been red and were stolen, like New York.
Where did you travel from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. And could you tell me anything about the shield here?
The shield?
Yeah.
Down on the floor.
Found it on the floor. The police supplies
I
were
found
on.
the cap on the floor. I gave it to the cops because it might be someone's personal thing. This I have no idea. There's no name. They probably just grab it. It looks like it's been used a lot.
And should senators be afraid? Should House members be afraid?
They shouldn't be afraid. They should get the courage to do their duty. Their duty to it's actually heavy. To examine the fraud, maybe delay the election. I don't know what to do, but we have a constitution. We don't rewrite the law because of COVID.
And would you mind sharing
give me
your
liberty or give me death, but COVID?
Would you mind sharing your name?
Aaron.
Aaron. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Now I got to get away from this dude.
Couple things. One, if you are getting interviewed, please do not tell anyone your name like that, especially if it's like a live streamer. It will make people's lives very easy to dox you.
Oh, and they have. That's where we're gonna go next in a moment.
Oh no.
Well, it's good context actually for why I wanted to show this video and talk about this man in particular. Okay. It harkens to some of the things that you, Erica, have posted today. Actually, that I want to talk about. But first.
All right.
Let's say hello to everyone.
Hello.
This is
everyone.
This is Therapy Thursday, everyone.
They let the two extremely mentally ill members of Left Flank Veterans do a show.
This is what we call the chaos configuration of Left Flank Vets.
This is a bad idea.
We have taken the reins, and yes, it's gonna
We've murdered the other members of Left Flank Veterans.
They had it coming, but
dead.
But yeah, they're no longer with us, you guys. We're sorry, but we're here to provide the therapy to usher you into this new era of the chaos configuration of Erica and I taking over.
I am a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Just being us, and a new era of Left Flank Vets. We're gonna usher it in. But as part of that, we want to make sure everyone is taking a breath and ushering in a new era for our country as well.
Yes.
We're here to help you with that. No, Winston's not dead. Winston's fine, you guys. Just Marcus.
Winston's fine. I have now taken ownership of Winston.
he's now ours. But anyways, how are you doing this evening, Erica? How are you feeling?
Dead inside.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling tired. I mean, we were up till like 4 something in the morning just watching Senate proceedings. I never want to have to do that again, but I know we're going to. So that was cool. Ruth is barking at me because I have a plate of carrots.
Oh no.
And that's her favorite snack. So she's getting those. That's
is she a vegetarian?
Yes. Oh no, I'm not even gonna joke about that because I don't know if you've actually seen people that try and put their animals on like vegan diets.
Oh,
I
dated a girl she's like, my dog is vegan, and I'm like, no, you decided the dog is vegan.
No. Ruth she eats lots of meaty foods, but she really since she had to do training to be like, she's still in training to be a service dog. She had to eat low calorie stuff because you give them so many treats.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so yeah, she gets carrots sometimes. She's doing good. We're doing good. Feeling kind of weird today, honestly, just with everything that's been rolling out.
Right.
How are you doing?
I feel weird too. Well, I was telling the wife earlier, because I'm the world's most famous wife guy. I was telling her that I feel completely restless and completely exhausted at the same time. I feel like I should be doing everything, and I also just want to go to sleep, and I can't. I slept like dog shit last night. Not just because my body tries to kill me every 12 seconds, but like, I don't know, I was having like anxiety dreams or something. Like I slept, like I was semi-unconscious for about like 10 hours, and I woke up feeling like someone kicked my ass.
Yeah,
So,
no, that'll do it.
should have just stayed on stream with you guys. Should have just stayed up.
It was we got weird. So Lorax had to leave before the final vote, and then it got weird. I put my jammies on. It became unhinged. It was fun. We made it through together, which is what's important.
The Frenchman came in.
The Frenchman came in. That was the best part. I do feel bad because Ruth was up and I was acting like a nut. So she was like, oh no. Like I felt like she was like in her robe, just like, and so I felt bad about that.
In a robe.
But yeah, so I'm happy that's over. But yeah, I'm excited to go into this.
So let's go
play
back.
those tunes. We finally we upgraded.
Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna fuck this transition up, but you guys are gonna fucking deal with it. Yeah, I got some pretzel rock going, you guys. Can you guys hear the lo-fi? There should be like a little integration in the chat too that plays it. Like says what's playing and shit. Oh, it's really low? Okay, let me turn it up a little bit. I'll be right back.
Cassidy asked, is your service dog specifically PTSD or is he training for other aspects? Ruth is really only needed for like PTSD. Right now she's just being an asshole. But oh, that's cool. In the chat. Sorry.
Yeah.
But the yeah, so she could do more. But I only need her for PTSD. She's good. Right now she's being an asshole, per usual.
She does. She'd be like that sometimes.
She's just being demanding.
She's being a dog. Like she's also like service dogs are also dogs.
That's what makes them so great.
Yes, and they're like dogs can be assholes just like other people. All right, please don't post whole articles in the chat, you guys. We'll get if you want us to do a news story, go to the Discord and post it in the stream topics, and if we can get to it, we will. But let's talk about Mr. Aaron Mostovsky. The video we just watched at the outset. Trump forever. Costume Capitol rioter is son of Brooklyn Supreme Court judge. The politically connected son of a Brooklyn Supreme Court judge was among the band of Trump-supporting marauders who ransacked the U.S. Capitol building on Wednesday. Dressed in fur pelts and a bulletproof vest, Aaron Mostovsky joined an early wave of rioters who swarmed the halls of Congress, forcing lawmakers to evacuate before certifying Joe Biden's election victory. He can be seen in several photos outside the Senate chambers, holding a wooden stick and a police riot shield alongside a man carrying a Confederate flag. This photo is sublime. Like, I think I'm gonna put like a Renaissance filter on this or something. This is like, there's something absurd and sublime about this at the same time. It reminds me of like those Renaissance paintings of like the Greeks cutting each other's heads off, but they're like just looking dramatic instead of being like horrified that they're being decapitated. The man's father, Shlomo Mostovsky, a prominent modern Orthodox figure in Brooklyn and former president of the National Council of Young Israel. He was elected to the Kings County Supreme Court last January with the backing of the Brooklyn Democratic Party. Neither father nor son returned repeated inquiries from Gothamist. In an interview with NY Post, Aaron, who declined to give his last name, said that he stormed the building because the election was stolen. Okay. Before I get into more of this, I just wanted to highlight the background of a man covered in furs who is the son of a rich, politically connected figure in New York. Erica, like I said, I think this harkens back to some of the things you were trying to tell people to shut the fuck up about earlier today. I'd love to hear your reaction to this man and his
Sure. It's honestly exhausting just being correct all the time. It's hard. It's so hard. But this is what I was saying earlier, and something that I think I talk about pretty frequently. The people that go to things like this, that went to DC, they aren't like this working class subsection of people, one, that are poor, two, that we would ever want to try and align with. Like, who would, Ruth, if you don't stop being so goddamn. So, yeah, so it was super annoying to me seeing several takes that were annoying. So I had some libs that were like, hey, it's look at all these like poor, this is what happens when rural areas get radicalized or whatever, which is just not true. And then it's like, oh, look at all these stupid hicks, rednecks. I'm like, no, that's not what that is. And then going, Ruth? I'm so sorry.
She wants Scritches. Someone redeemed it.
Oh, okay.
It's Scritches time. Also, this is probably a good time to mention that while we're talking, Ruth is demanding attention. It is also Rosa Luxemburg's birthday.
It is Rosa's birthday. So Rosa is our sweet angel. That is Lorax's sweet girl. I didn't realize you could see Ruth at the bottom of my screen now. But it is Rosa's first birthday with Lorax, but it's her 4th birthday alive. Rosa's our sweet baby girl. So happy birthday, Rosa. We love you very much and all of your anxiety.
We do love you. She's a beautiful girl.
She's a nervous girl.
She's a nervous wreck, just like all of us. She fits in absolutely perfectly with all of us psychos who are a part of Left Flank. That's why she's a beautiful Left Flank pet. Yeah.
So yes, happy birthday, Rosa. We love you. But I wanted to, or just hopping back, sorry. Ruth is just, so my personal feelings on this literally are, libs are saying this is what happened when the poors radicalize, and that's not true. And then also, I've seen some big brain leftists that are like, oh, see, they obviously just, we need to align with them or whatever. Or like, oh, see, we need to figure out. No. I talk about all the time reaching out to rural voters, poor Republicans, you know what I mean? Like poor people that aren't really in politics at all, because most poor people just don't vote. So yeah, I get annoyed because there is just a lack of awareness of class constantly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All those people that were there yesterday were not poor. Poor people cannot afford a plane ticket to DC right now. They can't afford to take off work during the week. They were Hyatt, they were all that shit.
A lot of these figures that you see that are regularly spotted at these events are regularly spotted at events around the country, which should tell you that they both don't have jobs but have the means to be able to do so, right? Like they have a ton of like just cash lying around, apparently, if you're able to do that kind of shit. But I mean, what I would say too is the caveat to that is there are some poor people who are there because they were duped. They're rubes who decided that like they should spend what little money they do have because they believe there's some existential threat to the republic that they had to go storm the Capitol to prevent somehow because the election was being stolen. There's some, but the data bears out the vast majority of people who vote for Trump are not poor. And the narrative that the lib media itself sells you that like, oh, well, we're actually bad at going to the trailer park and talking to people, and that's how we didn't see this coming. So sorry. No.
Yeah.
No.
So that's what I mean is like, one, especially as leftists, or if you identify progressive, whatever you are that's watching this, just please, no matter what, take my advice, right? Stop pushing the narrative that Trump supporters are poor. Please. You are doing Tucker Carlson's job for him. This is a narrative that they want to push. They literally want this to happen. They want people to believe this. So stop saying poor, it's just the poors out there, whatever. No. And are there poor people that are Trump supporters? Yes. Of course. I'm not saying that. The vast majority, though, especially the very active ones, like the ones going to the rallies, the ones going to counter protests, the ones that went to D.C. yesterday, they're not poor. At all. At all. So, stop that.
Yeah, I mean, the someone mentioned too. There's a couple distinctions I'd like to make that we were just talking about this before we came on stream, Erica, about. I think some of the nuance that's being lost in some of these conversations that are happening online, because there are some fucking takes out there today.
There are takes.
There are some takes, as always, and of course anything like this which inspires fear and I don't know, fear and the takes that fear inspires. These things are going to happen, right? But there's a big distinction between the like elites from Brooklyn who wear furs and go down there and grab police shields and stumble around the Capitol like oafs, and the grandmas who have like a flag that
Hello, TYT.
Oh shit!
Thank you for the raid. Another huge one. Thank you guys so much for the raid of 431 people. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for stopping by on this beautiful Thursday evening. Quick intro. I know we've had a couple raids from you guys before, so I just wanted to recap, but we are left flank veterans. We are leftist veterans. There are usually... But we have been. Sorry.
I am a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Oh, let's drop this. Follow sound. Just turn off the follow sound so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I got it. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Left like that start chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, we are leftist veterans. We are veterans that identify on the left somewhere. There's usually 4 of us, but we have been doing lots of streaming over the last few days because that whole almost coup thing that happened, awkward. And then we also stayed up for the election to be certified till 5 in the morning. So we are here tonight. My name is Erica, the White Trash Socialist. I'm accompanied by the always wonderful Dick Warlock.
This is the Chaos Configuration, Erica
yes.
and I. So you guys are coming at a great time. And we're discussing some of the different types of personalities that became very famous yesterday when they took down the doors of the Capitol.
Yeah, that was totally awkward.
And you're not allowed to thank us for our service in the chat. How dare you?
Ever.
And so we were just making the distinction between there's like straight up fash that were in there, obviously, like people with like zip ties and possibly armed who got into the Capitol and were actively looking for members of Congress to bring to the gallows they were erecting out on the National Mall. Like, those people were there. They existed and were probably integral in making that situation a reality and then taking advantage of it when they were able to push the rubes in to break the barricades, right?
Yeah, really quick too. I'm keeping an eye on it. I've had a couple people send it to me. This is breaking news.
Uh-oh.
A correspondent for NBC, DC reporter, he said, breaking, I am outside the U.S. Capitol. A police officer just walked by with a flashlight, shined it in our parked SUV and other parked cars. Many officers holding assault rifles ran down Constitution Avenue. An officer just told me you might want to clear the area. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Please let me know if you guys see anything crazy with that.
And thanks for the sub, Midoriyagan. Appreciate you.
Huge, if you will.
That's a huge sub right there. I'm gonna assume that's an overreaction to make up for their absolute dog shit response yesterday.
Yeah. Terry Berry, thank you for the tier 1 sub as well. Huge. You guys are great. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It could be an overreaction. It could be something. I mean, they literally had bombs found yesterday. So you never know. You know what I mean? I
love that we had the worst security breach in the history of the Capitol yesterday, and then the Capitol Police got a standing ovation in Congress today. Great job, guys. Thanks for protecting us. Except for when you didn't.
The chief resigned.
Yep.
You see that
today?
So,
yes. The Capitol, as they should have immediately.
Yeah. So, in regards to people that we saw at the Capitol, like you were saying, there's definitely a wide range of people that are there. There's going to be people there that are poor, that got duped into going. I mean, have you guys ever met someone? I have. So, a little background. I am the resident poor. So
stop it.
No. I mean, like, I just grew up super poor in the Midwest.
Poor.
The resident poor. So, the type of person I'm describing, they're someone that would also be duped into like a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yes, which poor people often do get duped into.
Yes, because it is like hyper capitalism, and it is, yeah. So that's what I'm saying though, is it's kind of like that same type of thing. It's like they've been duped into believing that, like, oh, this is like, we have to save our democracy, we have to do this. So of course people are going to believe that they're willing to sacrifice everything to go, whether that be their jobs or, the little savings that they had. I mean, I guarantee you at least one person took out a payday loan to go.
Yep.
I will say that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
or cashed in their 401k if they were lucky enough to have one.
So, with all that being said, I think that was some of it, but I think most of it is coming from people that make enough money to travel to DC like this. So, I mean, even just some of the people that I've seen that they've caught, that they've doxed, that they've done whatever, they're all business owners. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is why Trump always says, oh, the small business owner, it's because that's his base. You know what I mean?
Yes, the petite bourgeoisie, as you leftists would like to say, you theory nerds out there. They're the middle class, and their attempts to the middle class has been like very eroded over like since Reagan. It used to be there used to be some social mobility in the country for people who were poor. Not everyone. Not the extreme poverty is incredibly difficult to get out of, and especially if you're a person of color. Of course, those systemic concerns are still there, but it's become increasingly difficult since Reagan. The Reaganomics, the trickle-down shit has not worked, and obviously, that when that happens, you get the hungry hippos effect. The scarcity effect kicks in, and that's why a lot of the middle-class people end up being reactionary. Is because they think I have to hold on to look at all the people that are losing their businesses in this country, or look at all the opportunities I have to lose everything I've worked so hard for. So actually what I need to do is just go full fash and support nationalism.
Yeah, I mean, and that's literally how it's sold. That is literally what they think. And so I mean, just some off the top of my head. I mean, there's that gentleman who is the son of a judge, right? Who's like had like that thing on, like the dead animal on his head.
the like I like how he's like there's the Q shaman who has like the buffalo head and like the tattoos, and he's like walking around like with the gruff look on his face, and then you get like the bodega version of like of him with the guy with the furs.
Well, and that's I was just, when you showed me that video, the first thing that it looked like to me was my little wiener dog. It literally looked like if my dog was a hat, and I was just like, dear God. So yeah, it's definitely like there's that one. So he's from a wealthy family. Several people that were doxxed were like either advisors or lawyers to like insurance companies and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like these people aren't poor. These people aren't. So yeah, just please stop that narrative for me. Thank you.
Yeah, we have the Q shaman at home. Q shaman at home. Is that guy?
Perfect. Well, yeah. Okay.
Nice game,
what else
buddy.
are we talking about?